All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakah, Kodash. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders, great millstone, who teach very well what I learned this truth from. And salutation out there to the hopeful elect who continue to preach this word in all truth, faith, and sincerity. And also, Shalom to the men, women, and children who sincerely believe upon the words of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. And on today, man, just basically getting on the UFO signs, man, the UAPs, but we know it as the vehicles of our salvation. Because although it's foreign to this Western society and the people in this world, for lack of better words, we're very familiar with them, man. Because even though when Esau got movies like when Mars Attack and Independence Day, yes, those cherries are coming to bring destruction, but he don't also know the balance of those cherries are also coming to bring salvation. And they know that the salvation is not for them, man. For shit that Esau have done, you know, they throwing out bullshit in the skies. You know what I'm saying? When you go into the heavens with these different astronauts, they have different scrap metal, they have trash in the heavens, and they even also have doom, man. Weapons in the orbit for lack of battle words to try to fight against these UFOs when they come. Because even though these people don't know about it, the insiders do. Now, real quick, before I get this article, let's get this first one about the Tennessee congressman, you know? Because, again, it's not like how it used to be, man, when it's just a myth. No, it's a fact now. This is an article from Newsweek.com. Tennessee congressman alleged huge UFO cover-up in U.S. government. A Tennessee Republican has accused the U.S. government of a huge cover-up following a rise in unidentified aerial phenomena. And again, UFO, UAP, but we know it as the vehicles of our salvation. Let's continue on. It says otherwise known as UFOs. On January 12th, the Office for the Director of National Intelligence published an unclassified report on UFO or unidentified flying objects, citing the term UFO have been dropped. Report in favor of the label unidentified area phenomena. So basically, they had to switch it up, man. You know, let's go ahead and jump down into a point that's really entertaining to me. It stuck out to me, man. Let's get this. Here's the guy right here, Tim Burchett. Your boy Tim, he want to know what's going on. It says, speaking in the wake of its publication, Tim Burchett said, we have been covering this up since the 40s. So knowing that these guys have been lying about this, man, since the 40s, saying it's fiction, saying it's not real. Basically saying that we just made this thing up, but it actually snuck its way up into reality. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get some first before I continue on, because they thought it was fiction, not knowing that it was facts. And it's just the spirit of the Lord exposing these devils. This is the book of 2nd Ezra 6, jumping down to verse 27. It says, for evil shall be put out and deceit shall be quenched. Yes, the deceit of, is that a UFO, or is that a plastic bag, or is that a weather balloon, man? You know, all these different lies that they told, man, they can't keep up with it. Read it again. For evil shall be put out and deceit shall be quenched. And in these different articles, different people speaking about how they could just see a UFO plainly. You know, and this is just the Lord making his spirit manifest. Continuing on, as for faith it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which have been so long without fruit shall be declared. So the truth of these UFOs, the UAPs, and what's really going on upon the planet Earth, all these things are flourishing right now, man. And that's why Esau is in a sense of desperation, because he know that the Lord is basically pressing. He putting the full court press on Esau to do nothing but tell the truth, man. You know, even this different thing about finding these classified documents. So like, y'all can. there's nothing this motherfucker can do, man, can stop this word, man. But just going to these classified documents that Esau got, for the lack of better words, they're coming out now. Everybody knew that Joe Biden is a good practicer of freakism. Everybody know about Epstein and the Lula book and plenty of other things that these people don't want us to know about. The higher ups, the elites, man. The bankers, the Rothschilds, the Morgans. These are the guys that's running the planet Earth. And that's why the UFOs are coming to take these motherfuckers out, man. Again, it's a lot from our language, but it is truth have to be told, man. So let's go ahead and go back to this article, because even your own people are Republican, man. And the Republicans are one of the biggest patrons of the West. It says, speaking in his wake of its publication, Rep. Tim Burchett said, we have been covering this up since the 40s, adding to News Nation on Saturday that he doesn't trust the government and there's an arrogance about it, and I think the American public can handle it. So if your own people don't trust you, same divide against same. Let's continue on. He called for the government to release everything, following up by adding that we need to find out what's going on. And you don't even have to come to the prophets, man, because we're going to tell you what's going on. Those are the vehicles that the Lord is going to send to destroy this place, but it's also going to be the vehicles that the Lord is going to send to save his elect, man. So let's go ahead and go to this one. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's this one I was just recently on. It's the BBC one, which that's a pretty good one. Let's go to this one. UFO reports by U.S. troops skyrocket to over 500. And again, it's more and more frequent. You can see them more and more frequently now. A new declassified U.S. government report on UFO sightings by U.S. troops have revealed hundreds of new cases. The U.S. National Intelligence Office is now aware of 510 reported sightings, an increase over the 144 complied in the space agency's first 2021 assessment. So again, at first, when they first started off the space station or whatever, it was 144, man. But guess what? It skipped over to 510. That's the spirit of Yahweh Shema. Our brothers know about that 144, man. And the 144 is going to be the ones that's going to be beamed up. The men that the Lord predestinated, from the first estate. And that's why I says when they first did it was 144. That's the spirit, though, man. Everything that Esau pushed out, every article, he putting his foot in his mouth, man. Let's continue on, though. It says nearly half of the new sightings were deemed unremarkable and attributed to human origins, according to the report. So you saying it's over 510, but some of them kind of faking some? No, man. You put your foot in your mouth, man. It says, however, more than 100 of the encounters remain unexplained because, again, a lot of people are seeing these things face to face, man. They seeing these things up close and personal. It says the report says the encounters with UFOs, which the government calls UAPs, continue to occur in restricted and sensitive airspace, highlighting possible concerns for safety right there. Why is he concerned for the safety? Because you know what those cherries are here for, man. You know what those UAPs are here to do, man. And they here to get rid of you. Let's go ahead and get this in the book of Revelations, You know what they here to do, man. This is the book of Revelations. Let's go to 19. Revelation 19, I'm going to jump down. Revelations 19, and I'm going to start at verse 11. It says, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And that white horse is a UAP, man, a UFO. The vehicles of our salvation. That's what that white horse represents. That's why I said he saw heaven open. Basically a portal, or whatever you want to call it, a cloud. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. That's why it says it's safety concerns, because they know that those UFOs is basically here to take them out. It says his eyes were as a flame of fire, because Yahweh Shai, that's talking about Yahweh Shai, man. And again, when he coming this time, he's coming with vengeance. It says, and on his head were many crowns. Why? Because the rulerships of this beast system is going to be taken away, man. That's why they're trying to hide this, because more UFO sightings pop up, the more crazy things happen, and the closer we get into the kingdom of heaven, man. Read this again. It says, and on his head were many crowns, and he had his name written that no man knew but he himself. And that's not talking about nobody know the name of the Lord, man. You know, it's basically talking about only a few know. You know, if you're a true friend of somebody, you'll know their full name, you know, for lack of better words, man. You know, you won't call him name. You won't call his name Pookie. You'll say Jermaine. You know, just a quick little analogy. But just going back, it says on his heads was many crowns, because he's coming to take away this beast system. You know, to bring down this system and to bring up a system of righteousness, man. And that's why these devils are having safety concerns, because they know what this chariot is here to come and to do. Continuing on. It says, of the 366 new reports, 26 were deemed to be drones, 163 balloons, and 6 aerial objects were attributed to clutter. So, again, they putting their foot in their own mouth. Some real and some fake, but really 9 times out of 10, man, the chariots, they can disguise themselves, man. You know, again, that's why they call it a area phenomenal or phenomenal, man. These things do things that's past the human comprehension. Let's continue on. The report was issued in part to help destigmatize experiences with UFOs and improve air safety. Because again, you know, it's been plenty of signs that, you know, these people have been getting they have been getting. For lack of better words, they have been getting their air rockets and things like that. They have been getting shot down, for lack of better words, man. Let's continue on. It says, these objects show physics we don't understand. Now, let's click this article. Just going back, it's an area phenomena for a reason. This came out in July 5th, 2021. It says, UFOs, these objects show physics we don't understand. In it's like, I ain't gonna even hurt myself with it. An astronomical engineering expert runs through the unanswered questions from the U.S. government report. Now, it's a little video, Lord willing. Your brothers want me to, I'll put it in the description, but you can type it up, because just going back, it's an aerial phenomena for a reason, because they do things that's past the human comprehension. They can change forms and change shape. They can even go inside the water. And Lord willing, I have a clip of a couple UFOs doing what they do, you know. Because that's what the UFO is going to do. They're going to do what they do. They're going to basically show that Esau technology does not compare, you know, because Esau have the United States Space Force to try to fight against it. But ultimately, they're going to lose, man. Let's get this in Revelations. Let's jump over to the 12th chapter. This is the book of Revelations 12. This is the book of Revelation 12. And I'm going to jump down to verse 7. It says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought in his angels. Now, what is this talking about? Is this talking about at the beginning when the Satan bucked up against the Most High? No. Because if it wasn't in the beginning, why is it written in the book of Revelations? No, this is talking about the end times, man. When the United States Space Force and the space forces all across the world are going to try to come together and fight against Yahweh Shai and his angels, man. This dragon beast system, this draconian beast system. Continuing on. It says, and prevailed not. So ultimately, you're not going to win, man. It's going to be a flawless victory. Yahweh Shai won. Fatality, man. It says, and prevail not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. So the Lord, he's going to cast down your kingdom and your rulership, man. That's how we know it's going to be the end of you. That's how you know it's the end of you, man. Because the UFO signs are ramping up. And Yahweh Shai is finna get ready to get down on these Westerners, man. Let's go ahead and go to 2nd Ezra 13. Because again, once this thing is for the destruction of Esau, you know, but it's also going to be the salvation of Israel. But let's get this destruction, out the way, man. Second Ezra 13, and I'm going to start at verse 3. It says, and I beheld, and lo, a man wax strong with the thousands of heavens. Because again, you see Independence Day, you seen when they busted in the clouds, it was like a portal, for the lack of better words, and a father ship came out and dropped out, and many other chariots came out. Hey, man, through the spirit of power, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, hey, it's going to be 10 times as feeling, man. Especially in the eyes of these devils, man. They think they're going to have an Independence Day victory. Get a nigga like Will Smith. They build them up in the news. We don't know how it's going to happen, but through the spirit, you can always, think about it. It's going to be a nigga they going to think like, yeah, he going to be the one that's going to take these people down. Because it's not no coincidence that they have pushed forth the Space Force, man. And again, they said when they first pushed it out in 2020, and when 2021 hit, they had an they had an analyst of 144 sightings of UFOs, man. And it was clear cut. Continuing on, though, it says, and when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. Why? Because he's coming as a man of war. He's coming as vengeance. That's why, again, the scriptures say, in righteousness doth he make war. Because again, it's not like the Lord coming just for GP. No, Yahweh Shema Shah coming for revenge. Why? Let's go to Revelations again, 1, and we're going to jump down to verse 7. And it reads, behold, he cometh with clouds. That's a part of those UFOs, those UAPs. It says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. So even the Romans, all the way down to the centurions that actually pierced Yahushua, they're going to see him coming, man. They're going to see him coming, and full of lack of battle words, Yahushua is going to have center stage upon the planet Earth, man. And it's not going to be no question to who that is, man. People, it's a bird, it's a plane. No, that's the Lord. Continuing on, though. It says, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, amen. So basically, the Lord, he's going to come and bring terror upon this Western society, man. And just like how Joshua and Caleb, before they took these different lands of the Canaanites, they sent spies out there, man. Sent people out there to search it out, to see what's going on, to see the culture of that people. The Lord doing the same thing, man. The Lord is doing the same thing. So let's go ahead and go back to that it's like the second Ezra 13. Let's continue on at verse 4. It says, and whensoever, fucking nigga, man. It says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth felleth when it filleth the fire. So different laser beams, man. And full of lack of battle words, again, you see Independence Day, they were shooting laser beams. And then in the article, they said it was aware of safety concerns. So you don't think at least one time a chariot had to show a little bit of his power, man? So again, they know what's going on. They know that the so-called quote-unquote, again, UFOs is a safety concern to this Western society, man. Because they know the scriptures too. Continuing on, after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. That's talking about the Space Force, man. It was a guy, my boy, the guy who played off The Office. His name, Steven something. He played on 40-Year-Old Virgin, but he had a show on Netflix called The Space Force, and even though it got pushed forth as comedy, for lack of better words, 9 times out of 10, a lot of those jokes and a lot of the technology that they showed in that show, it surpassed it now, man. Continuing on, though, it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. So they was going to come and try to fight against Yahushua, man. And you must be crazy as hell to try to box with God, man. It says, and I beheld, and lo, He graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it, a chariot, a UFO. But I would have not seen the region or place where out the hill was graven, and I could not. Why? Because the UFO was so big. You couldn't tell where it started at, and you couldn't tell where it ended at. Why? Because that's how the Lord is coming, man. Again, when the Lord come in this society, man, he's coming with a show, for lack of better words. He's coming to show these people he's nothing to fuck with. Continuing on, though, it says, but I would have seen the region or place where out the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they that were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, yet there's fighting. That's why the last military branch that was created, the sixth military branch that was created, was what? The Space Force, man. And their theme song is the Victorious Eagle, if I'm not mistaken, man. You know? But just going back, they doing all these things because they think they're going to fight against Yahweh Shai. And again, a lot of these people in the Air, it was the Air Force at first. And the Space Force is like, yeah, this is the top of the line, best, smartest people that we have. And when the Lord comes, we're going to have a fighting chance. Hell no. Because again, you're going to not only see the power, you're going to feel the power throughout the planet Earth, man. It was an anime. I forgot the anime, man. I watched not too long ago, a couple years ago. But it was a character on that motherfucker. He was so strong. Every time he entered into a building, people just get on their knees, man. And they had to bow down. That's how powerful he was. So again, once you see the chariots, and people, first, that ain't nothing. But soon as you start feeling that power, they're going to be shaking in their knees, man. And there's going to be a lot of Jake that's going to be doing it too, man. Who's going to try to fight against our Lord. And again, your arms are too short to box with God, man. Let's continue on, though. It says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lift up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. So they're gonna try to bum rush Yahweh Shai, man, with these different, because they got different aerial technology too. But let's continue on. It says, and lo, he saw the violence of the multitude that came, and he neither lift up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, it had been a blast of fire, a laser beam, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongues he cast out sparks and tempest. So he's going to be pushing out orders like zap that nigga, and zap that nigga, hit that nigga twice. That's how the Lord is going to do, man. But again, this is the 11th verse, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude, which were prepared to fight, and burnt them up every one, so that upon a sudden of a immovable multitude, nothing was to be perceived. So out of all those people, it was nothing but to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. And that's the spirit, man. Because the Lord said he's going to come with war. And Esau, he was going to come with all he got. But the Lord just going to say zap. And these guys are going to get dehydrated, man. Extremely. Continuing on. Afterward, saw I the same man come down from the mountain and called unto him another peaceable multitude. So that's also the Lord calling up the elect. So even though the Lord, he's bringing destruction for the Edomites and everybody who's coming with him, he's also going to bring salvation for who? The elect, man. Let's get this real quick. This is the book of Isaiah 26. Isaiah 26, and I'm going to jump down to verse 20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors behind thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. Right there, it says, enter thou into thy chambers. Enter into the UFOs, man. Because while the Lord is zapping people, you got to realize it's going to be missiles coming. It's going to be fire. Even Yahweh Shai said, if it already be kindled, if I come to the earth, come and send fire, and the fire be already kindled. So shit is going to be going on the planet Earth during the return of Yahweh Shai, man. So the Lord said, come, my people, enter into thy chambers, into the indignation, be overpassed, man. Basically, before everything calmed down, man. get in the room, for a lack of better words. For a lack of better words, get in the room, man. And handle my business. And I'm going to tell you when to come out. That's what the Lord is finna get ready to do. He's finna handle his business with Esau, man. And everybody that's coming after him, but for his elect, he's going to protect them from this danger, man. Because you don't want to get caught up in the crosshairs of your Yahweh Shemel Shai. And that's what you do once you're in that Western mindset. If you're in that Western mindset, you're going to get caught up in that crossfire. So let's go ahead and get another one. This is the book of Psalms. Again, just going back that these UFOs is actually the vehicles of our salvation. Isaiah 55, and I'm going to jump down to verse 4. Yeah, let's go to verse 4. It says, my heart is sore pain within me, and the terrors of death are falling upon me. Because before, you got to realize, before the day of the Lord willing, that's part of my next video, the day of the Lord. That's for lack of better words, that day is going to be exalted above all of them. But before that day, Esau, he's going to be coming after us, man. He's going to be coming after the elect of the nation of Israel. And Esau know who the elect are, man. So that's why it says, my heart is sore pain within me, and the terrors of death are falling upon me. Fearfulness and trembling are come upon me, and horror hath overwhelmed me. Because in the flesh, Esau is going to play on your flesh, and even at times of Jacob's trouble is going to try to play on your flesh, man. But you have to have the precepts in your mind, the scriptures in your mind to be comforted. What does it say? Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Let's continue on. It says, and I said, oh, that had wings like a dove, for then would I fly away and be at rest. Hey, it might be you on a concentration camp, and it's your day to get your head chopped off, man. And as soon as your head finna get, all of a sudden the sky break open, man. And you see how it shall return, man. As soon as it gets almost snapped your neck, even if it do get your neck or whatever, man, you're gonna get beamed up first. What it tells you that in 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter, Lord willing, I'm going to touch on that too, man. That's a beautiful thing in prophecy, man. That's going to be a beautiful point in prophecy once we be reunited with Yahweh Shai, man. Continuing on, though. It says, oh, then, Slacker. And I said, oh, that I had wings like a dove, for then would I fly away and be at rest. Lo, then would I wander off and remain in the wilderness. Salah, I would hasten my escape from the windy storm and tempest. So that's also how we're going to be delivered from the missiles, man. That destroying wind that's written about in Jeremiah, the 51st chapter. That hot fire that missiles is going to push out through this Western society. We're going to have the UFOs to beam us up, man. We might sound crazy now, but it's going to make more and more sense as we get closer in the times of prophecy, man. Let's go ahead and get that 1 Thessalonians. This is the book of 1 Thessalonians 4, and I'm going to jump down. 1 Thessalonians 4, and I'm going to start at verse 18. It says, for this we say unto you by the word of the Lord. It says, for this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain until the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. So it died in the truth. Whether it be an old age or probably had a sickness, or whether Esau got down, cut the brother head off or whatever, man. The Lord said, don't even worry about them, because ultimately they're just asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with the shout, and with the voice of the archangel, and with the trumpet of the Most High, and the dead in Yahweh Shah Mashiach shall rise first. So again, he's going to come from heaven. And how is he? Lord not going to come in a damn airplane, or he's going to come in a UFO, man. With a shout. With that shout going to be Kwam Yasharada, so you don't be partaker for plagues, man. He's going to come with a shout, and what the dead shall rise first. It says, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai. So when we get beamed up into those chariots, Lord wanting to be a part of that number, then we're going to be forever with Yahweh Shai. Continuing on, wherefore comfort one another with these words. So it's a part of comfort. Knowing that this society is not forever, knowing that Yahweh Shemel Shai didn't render the book for us to be enslaved forever, that's a comforting thing to us, man. But again, just going back, for the rest of these people, it's fear. For the rest of these people, like Esau, Edom, and 2/3 of our people who's in the military, it's going to be fear for you, man. You know? So yeah, I can just a quick little video. I pray it was edifying. When I say call Allah Yumla Yahweh, by Hashem Yahabashah, by Hashem Rakakodash, Shalom DTA, and the Bible.